Have we started?
Got him.
Got him.
So je suis le trip.
Hello. Sorry, I don't actually know any French.
Comment tu m'appelles?
Bonjour.
Oh.
Je m'appelle Hamish. Ça va?
Je m'appelle Dan Tripp.
Oui.
Parlez-vous anglais?
Oui. Just if you're ever in doubt, just ça va?
Ça va? What does that mean? Roman, what does that mean? If you're listening.
What?
Roman.
Ça va?
Ça va? Isn't it and you?
Oh.
It's like, how are you?
No,
like,
it's not. Ça va is
are
and
you
you.
okay?
Why are we even talking French?
Well, we're talking French just because you look incredibly French.
Like, I got my French. If anyone is playing Expedition 33, we talked about it earlier on the previous episode of the podcast.
Maybe we should just start calling you Arthur. I mean,
yeah.
No, Arthur's. Just because two guys are French doesn't mean they're both the same name, Simon. It's pretty.
I was merely giving a likeness to the Battle Hardened winner from the weekend.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yep. All right. Okay. I got birthday beers.
You didn't birthday beers?
Hamish is desperate to get into his birthday beers.
I have. I've been waiting.
And I feel like
20
it's going to be a
minutes.
more than one beer Hamish podcast.
Oh yeah, I kept you waiting today.
You did.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, all good.
Usually it's us, Hamish, to keeping everyone waiting.
Well,
but,
no, actually,
Hamish, what?
Go on.
Well, I was busy playing video games, and these guys were like start at 9, and then it was like start at 9:15, and then
Trip
settled
shows
in,
up
didn't
at
I?
9:30.
Work.
Well, yeah,
Work
half.
got in the
Yeah,
way.
you both had good excuses, but you know what it's like when you're like, oh, okay, I got half an hour, I could get into.
Yeah. I know that.
And then you look up and you're like, oh shit. It's been
This
like
is my problem
45
playing
minutes,
Talishar, of where
Yeah.
I start.
Before you know it, an
okay.
hour's disappeared.
Yeah,
that's just a
100%.
game of Fab, isn't it? Like
I was playing this a game against this awesome guy called Davey, right? And if you're listening, Davey, which you're probably
Davey
not,
Bones.
well, he wasn't playing Gravy, but there was a guy called
Davey
Davey on
wasn't playing
Talishar, and I'm really sorry, Davey, because it was like 2:45. Oh no, 2:45, and the school runs at 3:15, and I just booted in to a Verdance versus Mario game, and I'm Verdance, and he says, "Hey, are you Hamish from Push the Point?" And I went, "I am," and he went, "You're going down." They said, "I'm going to kick your ass," and I went, "Let's go." And I'm really sorry. I was about to win, but I had to go because I had to do the school run. So I went, "That's the only way you were going to win." So
excuses.
he was on.
That's disappointing.
He was on 9 health, and I still had Storm Striders left. So, you know,
The magic number, right?
yeah.
Magic number.
Yeah. So hint, Verdance. But we'll talk more about that. Simon, kick us off with some beers.
Well, no, Hamish, what are you drinking?
Oh, thank you, Simon. So, I have a birthday beer. I've got quite a few. So today's very first. Since are we? When this is in season 2, we're now.
We're technically season 3.
Well, what happened
we
to
could be
season? What happened to
3.
season?
So
2?
I switched to so fun fact on Spotify you have to pick a season, and I switched us over to season 2, but I can't remember when I did it.
Oh,
I think it's when we sort of, I don't know when. I could look back and find out. But if you want to move to season 3, this could be a season 3 episode.
Oh, I think I know why. It's because we did. We season 1 was this whole no video. We get an interview into the mix of the podcast. That was when, really, honestly, that our podcast was sick when we first started. It's
still pretty good.
No, it is still pretty good, but it was a genuine show, and it was insane because we would get.
We put so much effort into all of that, right?
Yeah, we did. We went over and above. We were going. Well, but we all did. We all chipped in. We all did interviews. When you guys actually did stuff, it was awesome.
I did an interview once.
It wasn't just turning up every other week.
Yeah. Hey, I have to say, these shorts you've been busting out, guys, have they've done really nuts. The shorts,
they're mental, like 2K views.
Yeah, thank you everyone. But besides, I've realised that when we turned around and went, this is not a long-term feasible thing because we were trying to find an interview and all that. So we moved it into a bit more of a, we're just going to talk. That was season 2. Season 2 is a long one. Season 3, let me tell you now, everyone, season 3 of most things, well, if it was Netflix, no one...
Were you taking a step back? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying nothing's new. We've just at 101.
Well, funny you should say that.
Okay.
But we'll cover that later.
All right, sure. So my beer is an Indian Pale Ale. It is 5. I don't know.
Can I
interrupt you just because? Do you know what the last episode of season 1 was?
What?
It was literally the Deli Rum episode.
No way.
Was that...
Clearly in my head, I was like, we've peaked. And the next episode, I moved to season 2. That was episode 25.
So was Deli Rum the last episode?
Yeah, so
that was
season
legendary.
1 was 25 episodes, and season 2 was 75 episodes.
Yeah.
To our 200 viewers, hang on, to our 200 viewers, I would genuinely love for you to put in the comment for, this is now episode 101, but when you think of Push the Point and you've listened to the episode, please comment the one that shoots into your head. That episode that just goes, I remember that one. It could be the vasectomy episode. It could be the Deli Rum episode.
Deli Rum was hype.
It could be... I don't know, but
Second These
I have second these nuts.
So,
although I was right, Trip. You didn't say second. You did say
second.
You put the short out.
I think you misheard.
We've got a short out. Anyway, I've got an Indian Pale Ale. It's a 5. It's from BB number. I don't know. I don't care.
BB number 5.
BB number 5. Simon, what are you drinking?
I found something in my garage that I can't remember buying, but it is a Purity Brewing Company Bunny Hop. Nice little hazy pale, gluten-free, and 3.4%. Purity, I think, are from over in Birmingham way, and they do Ubu. If you've ever heard of Ubu, that's
I've heard of Ubu.
That big one.
Look at that.
That looks beautiful.
That looks like a beer, Hamish. Great.
I don't know, man. I've seen this in many, male toilets. This color. So
wow, he's gone there.
That's just all lager. I mean, that's a pale ale. But...
Anyway, wildcard.
Are you going to live up to your last few episodes?
Well, I do have some beers from Buckfast that I still want to drink, but I didn't put any in the fridge, and they're not really fridge beers. But it's so warm at the moment. I decided that instead of having one of those slightly warm beers, I actually just grabbed myself a Mad 3.
That's
which is nothing
Mad
special, but it's freezing cold.
That's going to be good.
So that's what I wanted. It was a very cold.
Obviously, guys, you know me as a bit of an ale/craft beer drinker, but there is something about on a super hot sunny day, just a really ice cold pint of lager that you can barely taste.
Trip is like looking around, going, "What is this?
What have I done?
What is this?"
It's good. I like it. I like them.
There is something about Spanish beers, though. Spanish lagers in the summer, they taste good.
Yeah. I
bet this is brewed in Britain.
I have to say, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I don't actually drink.
You're a fan of the BB number 5.
If you actually think about, I haven't been drinking Garbo lager.
No, you've been pretty good actually.
A good while
Christmas, since you got all those beers at Christmas.
Yeah, well,
you've been good. If you compare what you drank at the start of Push the Point to what you're drinking now,
the Comfortizer is my episode, but that comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
You got so drunk on that podcast.
It was actually not that one. It was when the whiskey came out. That was episode. That was episode 2. Oh, or technically episode 1. I don't know. It could have been the one where we actually when Trip did some mad thumbnails where he used to get the heroes holding alcohol.
Yeah, that lasted quite a while.
It did, and then I loved the thumbnail journey when Trip used to put the hats.
The meme, yeah.
And I wish it back.
Yeah. I could bring it back.
I
do the thumbnails differently now, so
you do.
Yeah. No, if you saw our thumbnail for episode 100, you'll see that I finally got round to actually removing the background from a bunch of pictures of our faces. So we do have now a lot more options for thumbnail faces.
But they're all
faces.
old.
Our faces.
Oh yeah, they're ancient, but we look young.
I didn't have a beard back then.
I'd look the same. Used to look drastically.
I look really different.
I've been sitting there going, guys, it's been 4 years.
4 years, yeah. I mean that's
nuts.
Delhi
I was about to say
was 2. Was our 1 year anniversary. That's why I swapped it over, I reckon, because it was 1 year, and then I forgot for the next 2 years.
So the last episode of season 1 was Delhi Rum. The last episode of season 2 is Second These Nuts, and then season 3 is off to a bang already.
We don't even know what's going to happen in season 3. I mean, it's been amazing. Shall we? Should we spin a wheel?
Let's do it.
We should spin the wheel.
I will say I have already spun it, but I'll pretend I haven't, like I always do. So, if you don't know, if you're a patron of Push Point, and thank you very much if you already are. Every episode, you get a chance to win 6 packs of the latest set. We have just reset to the latest set, which is High Seas. So everyone's back on the board, apart from Ollie, who won last week.
He won last week's gold pack.
So we're doing 6 packs of High Seas. Nice, very valuable set. So I will spin the wheel. Oh, and it stopped. It's Jake Warburton, everybody.
Whoa!
Congratulations, Jake.
Our Pro Tour
6 packs of Flesh and Blood.
Our Pro Tour top 8 himself. Thank you for being a patron.
Yeah, got some very talented patrons in the Discord.
We have actually. We've got some extremely.
I tell you who's been quiet lately. Jacob Clements, and this is not a good sign. I feel like he's
probably trying to pass his exams.
Yeah, he was going hard for the beginning of the year for the World Tour Player of the Year stuff, but you're right, he is in his final year of exams at university.
So we have a chance at Nats? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, he's got to be at Nats.
There's no way he's missing Nats, right?
Well, his favourite hero's dead, so I'm curious.
Yeah.
How he's going to do it. We'll get that.
Do you want to jump straight in with some fab?
What we should do actually is we've talked about some of what our Patreons get. What we should do is just mention what else they get, Hamish.
Thank you, Simon. So we have 3 awesome partners. We have Thistle Tavern, a Scottish single seller from the Aberdeens who does amazing singles online for a variety of different card games. And if you are a patron, you get 10% off all your single orders through Thistle Tavern. Of course, you should go pick up some Flesh and Blood stuff. We did. We got an awesome deal for our High Seas collection. I've got all my generics all sorted out. Did you guys use it? Did you pick up?
I didn't buy anything this time because
I haven't bought anything.
I didn't. I'm not building any of the heroes.
But did you not pick up the generics?
You know what I will be picking up is I will be picking up the new Ira starter armory deck from Thistle because I got a tasty little bit of credit sitting on my account.
You and me both, Trip. You and me.
That's the good thing about Thistle as well, is they're often out tournaments, so you can build up a little bit of trading credit, and then you don't have to spend it right away. You can store it on your Thistle account and then save it up, which is what I've done. I had a little bit left over, and I was like, as soon as Ira Armory deck comes out, as soon as that pre-order goes up, basically I'm slamming that pre-order on Thistle and getting that. And I won't get my discount because it's sealed product, but it's good to have options. Good to have, and I might get some Midas touches. I was gonna snap by Midas touch, but I think it's still a bit overpriced because I think people think it's good into gravy, and I'm not sure. You should
we'll see.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. But thank you very much, Trip. Basically, in short, it's just the singles. You get 10% off, so none of the sealed stuff. You should also check out their store. They've been on TV, the Scottish TV. Does that count? I don't know. So go check it out, Thistle Tavern over in Aberdeen, and if not, link below if you want to get your singles. We've also got Metal Fab Tokens, an awesome metal token seller. Does a lot of awesome tokens for a variety of different card games.
Now, does he sell metal tokens or is he metal?
He's both.
Think on that, everyone.
Both.
And keep going.
Why not both? He provides tokens for lots of different card games. He's based over in America. We do have a variety of tokens over here in the UK. So if you're interested in picking some up, hit us up and just follow the link below, and we can get it shipped off you for Royal Mail prices. And patrons get a bit of a heads up on new things coming. And we've also got PCG, which is an awesome grading company, and we have an office over in the UK as well. If you're a Push the Point patron, you get a discount for your order. And if you want to get the newest Fab Slab 2.0, you should. It's very good. You just tap a little thing on the back, and it gives you all your subgrades in a nice little, what are they called? Like a mini snaps.
Mini snap, yeah.
It's like a little hard case, and you can be able to put them in your box. They're awesome. So yeah, you get all these awesome discounts plus the 6-pack giveaway as well, and you get to ask all these questions to if we ever get a chance to get Brian Gottlieb on, or some LSS developers on, or James White, or I don't know, some of the top EU players that we have all spent our time networking and doing. So whenever we got some awesome content, whenever we've got someone really awesome, if you're a patron, you get a chance to ask questions. We don't throw this out to the public. So
we get the big dogs as well. For some reason, they keep coming back, but they like to talk to us. So we've had Brian on multiple times now. I've had James White on multiple times.
He's actually been on, like, since I've asked him last year. He's been on 3 times, and James White, you've only been on twice. So I don't know. I tell you who I would love to get on. I tell you who I would love to get on. I would say Rohan, but we've already done that. I would say Tom Penny. We've already done that. I would like to say Carol and Kieran, but we have already done that. I'd love to get Josh Scott on.
You saying?
I love Josh Scott
as well.
I love Josh Scott. I love Josh Scott. He's my boy. Every time I meet up, I feel like I've met a friend.
Do we have Session Blood guys on?
We had Kieran on. Simon did that, and do you remember that was when I was getting my garden done, and then my friend just walked through the back of me with his trousers down because he saw me doing the interview while he was doing my garden.
I remember that.
And then Kieran was a professional and just went. So anyway, just carried on. I did. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go, guys. I'd love to talk a bit about some home news stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know, bro. There's some fab stuff going on.
2 big weekends.
We have
fab,
very big. So should we just do some flesh and blood?
We could do home news at the end. Which we won't.
Maybe that's season 3. Maybe we do home news.
Maybe that's how we do season 3.
Maybe that's how we lose all of our fans because no one wants to. Everyone likes to hear the.
Maybe season 3 we should just go straight in. How about this? Season 3 from next episode, we go bam straight into home news. No preamble. We just do home news, beers, and then fab. Because if we don't have the beers, we'll rush through home news because we really want the beers. So maybe we'll do home news faster. About that.
Yeah, we'll just do preamble and we don't have to have Trip go. No. So we don't ever have to hear Trip go. Have we started? Yeah.
We have started there, haven't we?
No. No, I haven't hit record.
Oh no.
All right, okay, let's go.
I had a fantastic weekend watching US Nats. It was great.
It was.
There's something about Fab. I don't know. It is my sport, I guess. It's like, well, some people might put the football on, it's less the football. It's more like the Grand Prix, right?
Yes.
You know, like an event where it's like, it's going to be on all day. You can watch the qualifying.
It's
and
like
then
test
you watch
cricket,
the thing.
is what it is.
Yeah, and it's like you just settle in.
Cricket.
And I'm playing games and stuff. I've got it up on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm doing other things. It was so good. And I really, really enjoyed the top 8 of US Nats. Just thought there was some really great, interesting games, and I just thought it was great.
Margin Bay is the rock for US Nats, isn't he? He's the people's champion. When we saw, I don't know about you, but he was. We all know who he is because he does those. Because we all knew who he was prior to him doing the World Tour Weekly on the LSS channel. But when you saw his name come up, it was like, I know that guy. I've heard of that guy, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. And when I don't know if I want to spoil it. Well, spoiler. It's not really a spoiler. He won.
2 weeks away.
I don't think. we can't do spoilers on the podcast. Like we got to.
Oh, we've got no spoilers.
We've got to talk about what happened in the world.
That's true. Yeah, but he won.
But now next episode, where we talk about things that happened 3 weeks ago.
But
Current affairs doesn't quite work.
Well, he won it, and I actually was watching this in bed, and I like Arthur Trehay. I pumped my fists, especially that new game, Verdance versus New. Don't know about you guys, but that was nuts.
That was mental.
That was like
such a good game.
Yeah. That's peak Fab to me. They're out. They're so out. Wait, are they out? Wait, no. No way is he bringing this back. Oh no, I think he's out again. Oh no, he's just. How did he win? How did he win? The last load of cards. It was just nuts.
Yeah, was it like last couple of cards in deck?
He literally had he had 2 hands.
It was, yeah.
Or
like
even
the last
one
card in his deck or something.
Yeah, he had...
or it was basically that was it. Or he had his pitch stack or something.
I studied that game. I studied that game because I want to play Verdance for Nationals, and it just made me go, "Oh, well, Verdance."
No, New is gone, so you shouldn't have bothered.
No, I wasn't. Oh, no. But there is no. Honestly, you should study that game, because if you can get past New, which is one of the most insane hard games, like he wasn't doing anything that Verdance just wouldn't do. He wasn't changing up like fundamental cards and tactics and stuff. Like it was just like, yeah, like you'd still run the same cards. You haven't really got much of a choice. She's very limited on what blue earth block free cards and whatever it is she's got access to. I was
trying to remember what they said that he wasn't running.
Oh, it was the Heartbeat of Candlehold, which is the one that it's the 1 cost, game 1 health, game 1 health, game 1 health. You can't run that against Nu, because if she banishes it, she just literally just goes, right, well, I'll play that. Game 3 health, go again. Saying,
like, there's something in his list that he wasn't running that other people were, but I don't really remember. But it was a fun. It was still it was the health pots.
It was something like that. So Lucas didn't. He did, and Lucas's deck is good at dealing with certain types of matchups, and he was very good at dealing with others, plus the mirror. Yeah. So yeah, it's both of them were not bad. Yeah, no, it was nuts.
Made top 8, right? So.
Prism, yeah, he was basic. That I did look at that top 8 and went, well, hey, this isn't good for Verdance. I thought Margin Bay was out, because I was like, so either Nu goes he versus Nu, or he versus Prism, and they both suck. So I thought he was out on that point. And then I saw Lucas play. I was obviously clearly watching a lot of Verdant stuff, and then I was getting super excited, thinking, "Oh my god, are we going to get Azalea versus Nu? And we're going to see which one is just going to be crowned which one's going to be out? That would have been awesome." And then we got Gravy versus Verdant. I really didn't actually want Gravy to win.
No, I think it would have been a bit too on the nose for Gravy to win like the first big event.
Yeah, half that would Living Legend points goes to this, and you're like, I want Heroes out.
The fact that, also the fact that people have been complaining about the Misfail set being too powerful, and then another set comes out and the hero immediately smashes.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
I definitely think
I think it was the best possible outcome, right? I think it showed that Gravy is great, but he didn't win, which is great. So no LL points, and it does introduce this kind of strange, like the whole half LL points versus like normal LL points versus double. It's like Hamish was saying, it's like you almost want you don't want the LL points to be like wasted by like a new hero winning. You want to get like the full tranche of LL points into the system.
Weirdly enough, I didn't care that Verdance took it, but like I was almost like,
Verdance is such an interesting hero of like in terms of the slow burn of Verdance, and a few people have been like hot to it and been like, this hero is really good. I feel like you described it once, Hamish, just like you feel like you're losing up until you win. Like it's a really interesting hero and I quite like it as like a wizard hero. It seems cool.
It's rubbish Icelander. That's
but Icelander was
bonkers. Yeah, Icelander was bonkers.
It's life gain Icelander, isn't it?
Iceland, yeah, it's just that you just don't do anything on their turn. And Icelander was, I do something on your turn and my turn until I get to Stormstrider's range, and then you die. This is, I basically pummel you way better on my turn as Verdance, but I just don't do anything against you on your turn. And the only thing that I can do is felling or plow under, and that is a very disruptive, both insane cards. But yeah, would I say rubbish Icelander? I think it's fair to say it's rubbish Icelander. But
I think her arcane is much worse, like a lot worse. And
Waning Moon only ever does 2.
Her physical attacks are way better.
Yes.
I mean, Bullander was literally running like generic 2-block 7s, while you'll be able to run a 3-block 8 that automatically
strips a card from your hand, or
gets rid of your arsenal, or
plow under.
But then Icelander's better against aggro because you've got the
disruption of frostbites. Do you remember when she used to have flipping Amulet of Ice, man? That was just and Channel Mount and Channel Lake Frigid, just disgusting.
So as it happens, I was sorting through some of my old card binders, and you find cards that are there that you haven't looked at in a while, or they've not been played in a while, and you're just like, Channel Lake Frigid was one of those. I was like, oh my word, that card was...
It still is. It still exists.
Yeah, and it still exists in Jarl, yeah.
It's such
Hypothermia's back.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
It was really good to watch the US Nats, and I think like Trip, I spent the weekend dipping in and out of it. Like I would wait and watch a match, and maybe skip through some of the pauses and watch the main bits, and then I'd watch a game because it was really epic in like catch up mode, and it was just nice to punctuate the day or the whole weekend really with incredible flesh and blood. And I know we say this probably every time we have a big tournament. The standard of play now is just outstanding. Like
I'd love to go back to UK Nats 2022 and just go.
It boggles my mind how well people play the game, and it was just a pleasure to watch. The one game I felt was a bit of a bad beat was the Prism going out in the top 8. Like they just did not draw anything good early, and the game just went before they even realized it. But apart from that, it felt like every game had agency.
Which is like Azalea in the top 4 just got bodied. Like there was a couple that were a bit like, but it's good to see those games too, because it shows like sometimes
it just happens, man.
It just happens, and people playing at their best, you can get these polarizing matchups, and then you get these other games that just literally go down to the last card in deck, and it's like, wow, it's great.
Can we? So well done, Margin Bay / Caleb for winning the US Nationals. Honestly, genuinely awesome, and seeing his journey growing as genuinely a very good player, and now he's turning into a bit of a beast. In more than just CC is really cool. I was very happy for him to win. And then Bologna.
Before we move on, we should say that we did have a UK winner of the was it the calling?
Is a sealed calling
at UK Nats?
Right? Oh yeah, sorry, I do apologise. Jason Rolfe.
Before we moved up, congratulations, Jason, for repping UK over in Vegas, which is kind of
just
hype.
The winner. The top 8 had 2 UK players in it,
and one of them is none other than our boy Alex Kitsu. This guy's a mad lad.
Yeah, and they played together a lot, so I'm sure doing a lot of draft camp, doing a lot of sealed. So congrats. I mean, it's no mean feat taking down probably one of the bigger callings. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because it's almost like when you get these callings at like Pro Tours and US Nats, it almost there's so much like drama and chat about the main event. It can sometimes go by the wayside. But shout out to just Jason for taking it home. Well, yeah, congratulations. And then Brody won the Battle Hardened.
Yeah.
So
well, great, and it was Gravy. Well, Jason playing
Gravy won that one.
Great. I know he technically, he won, but there's a lot of variety to get there. Brody winning on Gravy was a bit like, for CC purposes, a bit of a card, and then Gravy getting into the and getting to the finals was also a bit like okay, this here is good. Now Bologna kicks in. Europeans, we got
very different.
We got a different way. This is different, right?
Very different.
So they turned around and pretty much went, "Hey, we heard Syndra had a very bad time in the US. Like everyone, second most represented hero, ground to the dirt. Everyone on every podcast says Syndra, no, don't do it. Rubbish hero, don't bother." And then we're like, "Hang on, hold on, Europe, hold my beer. Yorgos, my boy." Yorgos, and oh god, I feel real bad. Forgot his name. But there was a Syndra in the final, and I was watching him throughout the Swiss rounds, and I was a bit like, okay. And then when I saw Yorgos play, I was like, what the Yorgos? Yeah. What are you doing on Syndra? You're a Guardian player. Get over there, boy. What are you doing? Yeah, but when he got into that top 8, that was awesome. And I did speak to him. We didn't see his game, and he did say, turn 3. New banish both the daggers. Ooh.
Yeah.
Game over. That he just basically went, I'm kind of tilting because I don't mind. He said, I don't mind losing, but it wasn't a game.
Yeah.
When your daggers were banished, he was a bit like, right, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe, I don't know if both got banished. I don't know if Syndra can banish, but anyway, one of them got banished, and I think it is extremely bad if that does happen. Regardless, guys, your thoughts? I was watching that the whole time. I sat in a park with Freya. She was playing with her friends. I sat in the shade, and I was a terrible parent. But I just
didn't
chilled.
Watch as much of the,
I did watch some of the.
I
watched a little bit. Watched a little bit of top 8. I like to watch the top 8. Swiss sometimes I get a bit like. This is interesting, but I love top 8. Is my.
There were some really good games in
some amazing
games.
Swiss
Actually.
Bartosz versus Max.
I did watch the Fly game.
Yeah,
I did watch the Fly game.
Max.
The potential winning in for the only Fly in the tournament.
That Fly, I'm not everyone. Fly had the best conversion rate, 100%.
There was one fight in the whole tournament, and he pushed to nearly top 8.
Nearly top 8. If he'd won that,
he came 9th. Oh no! That was Riptide. That was played by Gustavo, a British player. That was a sick game. Yeah, he didn't beat that Gravy, but boy did he try.
The Rangers came out well in that event, actually. I think the Rangers performed really well.
I think Azalea's going to be gone soon. Azalea's looking really strong. It's going to be really interesting once she's gone.
But obviously, we said goodbye to Nu.
Thank
we said,
God.
We said goodbye to the last MST hero. Interesting stats posted on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it now. That basically, since entering a year ago, MST Heroes have won half the events. They've been in half. They filled half the top 8 spots. Like, it's been mental how much they've dominated over that time.
It's safe to say they're the modern day Tales of Aria. I don't. That's not even. Just, it's obvious.
That's not controversial at all. No.
And another interesting point is that there's only one set. Well, now there's 2. Tales of Aria was the only set that had all heroes just gone. You couldn't play any of the CC heroes in there, and now we have another. I think MST genuinely has, if you just look at it for the whole stats or the statistics of what they've got, someone's going to actually, someone will actually tell me I'm wrong or whatever. But theirs was genuinely more insane than Tales of Aria. Like, if you think about how long it took to develop. Like, Lexi was a menace, but it didn't start that way, if that makes sense. It took a few years to get there.
Why do you think? What is it about Mistveil that was? Why is it so strong? Why do you think?
Sorry, I just want to give credit to Dylan from TCG Talk for putting those stats up, by the way.
Thank you for the stats, Dylan.
Thank you for the stats, Dylan.
My question to you guys is like, what is it about Mistveil that you think made it such a strong set?
It's interesting because the Mystic cards themselves...
No, they were pushed.
Chi, right? I mean, the Chi.
No, they were
the Chi.
Every aspect of them was pushed, man. I mean, I think every one of them got.
Chi changes everything.
Well, Zen had like some outrageous, like let's be real. It had Bonds, and Bonds carried his butt pretty much all the way to the close finish line.
Right?
What?
Like that's not that was the card that they did, yeah, and it was available to other ninjas, and other ninjas push. It was the Chi mechanic, like maybe I don't know. Maybe LSS thought it would be harder to get Chi and pitch for the hero ability, but their hero abilities are exceptionally good.
Okay, so
like, they are all exceptionally good, and it's actually, as people found, not that hard to get Chi to work properly.
I would argue and say that I don't think the Chi was the reason. I think the Chi was kind of the genuinely fair thing about it all, right? Zen's ability with Chi was, as an aggro ninja hero, was extremely good, right? But the whole Chi mechanic of you've got 9 unblockable Chis in there, you got to get them, you got to do this, and then it comes back. That was all right. Traverse the Universe is a thing. That was a pretty stupid card. Yeah. And if that wasn't there, I don't think the Chi thing would have been too much of a big issue. But so to summarize, Trip, Zen was carried by Traverse the Universe and Bonds of Ancestry until they banned it, but he was so close to the end. He was all right? He was all right. He was fine. Enigma is an illusionist. And illusionists are generally very good, and they printed Miragi, which is just pretty stupid. Probably the most stupidest card in the set. And Traverse the Universe does a lot of work for her. And, she just plays on people and she's an illusionist. New, come on, if we want to talk about pushed cards in the deck, Bonds of Agony and Mask of Recurring Nightmares is like she fed that Chi into just destroying your willpower, but she didn't have the mass power behind it. She's just a like crazy good like pushed hero. I think she's, in terms of like the cards in her set, in the set, they were nuts. Let's be real. And I think they just combined to all of it. Plus, as well, we have more events and more Living Legend points. So more cards as well.
I feel like it's kind of a combination of like both of what you guys are saying. I think a lot of it links to the power of the blue cards in Mistveil. Like, I think LSS, and I think this is really interesting when we think about high seas as well.
Yeah.
Is what really for Mistveil is how pushed the blues were. If you look at Miragi, and if you look at levels of enlightenment, and if you look at the Chi, it's basically saying to these 3 heroes, we're going to solve 9 of your blues, and we're going to make them insane, right? We're going to make them really strong. So you've already got a bit of an edge on other heroes who are putting blues in that are a bit weak, but are there to serve a pitch purpose. You're already getting a bit of an advantage because your blues are so pushed. Look at levels of enlightenment. That card is bonkers. And then if you look again, you got something similar kind of happening in high seas for Gravy Bones, where a lot of those blues are really pushed. And if you look at like what some of them can do, if you compare them back to what we used to get for blues, kind of like, okay, we're really pushing what a blue card in Flesh and Blood can do. And it's so strong when you're your pitch cards, which are essentially your fodder, are actually your game plan. And then suddenly when you get to a point where every card, I kind of think of it as like if every card in your deck is serving a purpose like that, you're gonna have a stronger deck than any heroes that's not every card serving a purpose.
I mean, let's not forget that it wasn't that long ago that some heroes, their criteria for including a blue was merely that it was blue and 3-block, right?
Yeah,
true.
There was a period of time where Titanium Bauble legitimately saw play in Levia because that was a blue 3-block.
Oh, that was mean, but yeah, point made.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
It's a blue 3-block. Who cares?
I agree with you, Trip, 100%. When you've got blue 3-blocks with incredible upside, not just like a slight upside, but they have incredible upside. And yes, I know that MST cheat cards didn't block. Like they
no, had, honestly, I think you've actually smashed that.
Instead of blocking 3, it's pitch chi for 3 and then activate a hero ability that is pushed because it requires a special resource to activate. But that resource wasn't as hard to come by as we thought it might be.
I think the strongest cards in this game, and it's pretty much solved and proven at this point, is one push blue card that blocks the 3. You know, if you think of you could get a push red card, but I think everyone accepts that because it's not that flexible. You know, you go, oh, okay, yeah, Conqueror of the High Seas, really, really good card. It's red. So, comes in for 8, go again, destroys your arsenal. Yeah, that's really, really cool. But
the blue is the blue is the floor, right? The ceiling can be as high as you want it to be.
But if
those cards are the ceiling, the blue is the floor. And if you raise the floor to a point where everything is playable, even like Verdance, right? You've got the blue 3.
Well, no, let's be real. I'll push back on that. I'll push back on that. There's a lot of guff. No, there's a lot of guff. They are blue block 3s and they are green. That is the sole reason they're in. This isn't gravy. Like this gravy
is. Says you've got gravy with blue golden tipples.
Blue ravenous rabble, for Christ's sake! Like, what is this?
Or murderous rabbles, right?
Yeah. But that's a 0 for 3. That's a 0.
Chart the High Seas is a ridiculous card.
Yeah, So, and then even when you're thinking about Tales of Aria stuff as well, some of the maybe not. I think it depends what certain heroes we're talking about here, and I think it's more the mid-rangey, control-y sort of vibe of things, and who knows what really does that mean. But the slower decks having a good pool of blues is generally a very, very good start. And let's be real, Gravy Bones is an illusionist. That's, ally board or, board state heroes. They play a completely different game, and they have proven time and time again they are kind of really the way to play. The reason why Prism is not in that, well, the only reason I actually genuinely think Prism is in this boat is because she slams in with some wild-ass, big-ass cards, which have got some serious vulnerabilities, don't get me wrong. On hit, create an ally with ability and health and
she plays around 6 power poppers really, really well.
Exactly.
Like, that's her.
If it wasn't for angels and it was just heralds, it would be it would be lame. It would just be so one-dimensional. You go good into ninja, bad into anyone that has 6 poppers. But all I do is throw heralds. But the fact that she creates these angels and does all this extra stuff, that's the power she's at. And Gravy, that is him. He's just shows up with a dude on the board and he's just coming out strong. I will say, watching Verdance or Max Klein versus Bartosz, and Bartosz literally just went, I don't care about your allies. You're not Dromai. You don't just go attack, and there's nothing, and I need that. That's not the same. It is not the same. He gets that health back from the allies, like the block value.
Yeah.
If you send it to him, but if you don't, then their value, which is still very good, is based on their attack.
That was what Margin Bay did in the final in the US.
Yeah, it was genuinely the best call. You got to,
and
there's some you got to deal with.
You've got to go quick. Like, you've got to be quick about it, but that was his tactic, and he stuck to it.
From playing a fair bit of Gravy, it did become quite apparent that when people go, I don't really care about your allies. If I go for you, you got to block. And some of your cards don't block. So what are you going to do with these remaining cards? Because you don't have the action points to just keep...
Play them out.
No, yeah. Oh, you've got 4 allies on the board. Oh, well, you can only swing 1.
Yeah. Or 2 at most, right?
I mean, you got to do things to like the action point economy is his truest weakness. He cannot do all of those things. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Gravy is that good. I think there is a way you can play him and mold and adapt that style. Kind of like, you know, how you saw Mara Faris just go, yeah, I put dragons down, but here's also Snatch and here's Blaze Headlong, here's all these attacks, and these dragons are just, you know, head jabs and Kadachis at this point.
So, quick question for you, just as it comes to mind. Like, all of the Guardian players are rejoicing that Nu's gone, right? Because they've got access to their blue cards.
Hooray! Well, Victor's probably the most happiest. Let's be real.
But
and then Gravy, boo.
If Gravy's around, like, is Guardian a viability with Gravy around? Because just like Prism, just like Dramai, they struggle with those, right?
Well, look, like, I think maybe the Guardian players need to just look at that Verdance game and go
face.
Well, what if I just go for you? Like, what do you do? Like, I'll swing Spinal Crush for, or maybe not Spinal Crush is the wrong word because they'll just swing 1 ally because they've got no action points anyway. But I don't know, like, you know, rouse the Ancients into whatever. Yeah, okay, cool. CNC Pummel. Oh, maybe that's a good thing because I put an ally in Arsenal. Oh, you put 2 Arsenals. You put 2 allies on the bin. Oh no, what do I do?
I think it's going to be tricky for them. I think you can play Victor really aggressively, and I think you just got to play a numbers game sometimes. Like you say, you'd be like, okay, they're going to swing back at me, but I block really well, and I can push more damage. You know, if you factor in that they've got a card in hand that doesn't block and.
Did you know that there's a Victor deck that I thought Victor was free as a Verdance player, right? And then Rob Catton told me that you cannot beat Victor as a Verdance player. And I went, how? That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. He went, oh, no. There's a deck that the Valley Vampires have made that just makes it a 0% game. And they basically cycle the house, his mana.
Yeah, Victor's.
And then just go, cool. State. Yeah, I'll play that and play that and then play that and whatever and just create like 20 might tokens or something ridiculous because he's got loads of gold and then they just go. You just go, what? And then
I like Visceray, but with gold.
Yeah, that's it. Just stack might tokens.
Fun.
And then,
how do they cycle gold main estate?
Well, there is a card called Remembrance.
They just use Remembrance.
Well, you could just remembrance them back into your deck and then just cycle, just play them again.
That's cool.
9 gold main estate.
Well, I don't know. I think honestly, I think that Victor, I think Victor has to turn around and go, oh yeah, look at all of my clash cards. Yeah, they don't work on allies. And then everyone goes, oh, they don't work. God, Hero's dead. And you go, I don't know, man. I've seen Bravo turn around and just play differently. Who would have thought? You know,
just put what is it? If you've pitched a card with greater power, gives a go again at 2 for 5. Put in the rouse the Ancients. Just go as wide as you can and just hit face and
you got all your
damage. You know,
you got all your blue attack cards back.
Yeah,
you know, there's things.
Grandes and all the big numbers, and just try and you could Gravy's running. I don't know how many allies Gravy's running, but that's essentially number of cards in deck that can't block.
Yeah,
and then
there's 3 there's 3 Gravy cards that are target number 1, and that's Limpet, Sawbones, and Whaler.
Where does the big guy?
Where does the big guy?
Yeah, you got to kill.
You got to kill him. He cannot. Yeah. He cannot stay on the board. But if you're on the run with it, you could. Whaler does need to pitch 6 cards for 11. So, he needs to pitch 6 for 11.
Two please, yeah.
But so if you can strip,
it costs 12 to play and then hit, right? So
once he's on the board, yeah. But
I mean, yeah.
But Sawbones, you can't leave that, and you can't leave Limpet because Limpet is effectively the little dirtly dragons that go, oh, 2 go again, two go again. You're like, no, you can't stay. Other than that, like Anchor and right. I mean, Anchor's just something.
Chum is a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the
Chum's
world.
annoying if you turn around and go, I just attack straight away.
Yeah.
I just attack straight away. There's no triggers. Although I do think these might tokens will cause you a little bit of an issue. But let's ignore that for a second. Let's just ignore that. But so anyway, going forward, new one. That was generally an awesome game. That was I thought Syndra. I was like, Syndra's going to win, and then it turned into that. Oh no,
Syndra had like a 10 health lead, and New was on 2, and then they just they were behind, and it was
stabilized, didn't they?
It was like watching the Lexi versus Oldhim game of where you went, this Lexi's pummeling him to bits. Yeah. He's so out, and then Oldhim just goes, no, I've merely begun. You're like, oh my god, he's winning.
It's those moments that make Fab so much fun to watch. I gotta say, like, when you see a hero crawl back or when you see a hero stabilize, it's so satisfying in this game.
I was cheering in the car, going, "Yes! Oh my god, he's blocked 6, and he didn't need to because he thought he had a just the nick, but it's not just the nick. But he has to think it's just the nick. He blocked 6. It's the wrong move. Yeah, I felt really bad because the guys. I'm sure you're lovely. I just want to see New gone. So it was the first time we're all going, yay! Just to see her die. I never liked
the new map,
Hated
it. The new map is just so... It's just, there's no real way of doing it. It's like, you reach a point where, you can do it, but it's like, it could be anything. It could be +4. It could be +5 because of my arm piece. It could be +5 and then +4 because of just a nick and then another. And you're just like, you know what? Just hit me and
just get this over and done with.
Yeah,
it was almost like the perfect warrior, right? It's what Dorinthia wishes she could be.
Yeah,
but she's so heads up, you can just read it. But
Dorinthia was fun because you could math it out. It was like, okay, well, I kind of get what this is going to be. And New is just like, you get so badly punished, and it's like
New is just like if Twinnings was every card.
So
like when Dorinthia does do the whole, I think I've mathed this out. The only thing that will get me is Twinnings.
It's Twinnings.
And then they play Twinnings, and you go, right, everybody gets one. But New is, this is every turn. You're like, all right, everything's Twinnings.
I think it was Margin Bay's game against New where he ended up blocking the bonds. The bonds went over by 1, and then he pitched to the Plume of Evergrowth to save his healing potions.
That was,
and it was just like, this is amazing. This is a great game.
He just goes, gotta save that because he's got 2 more in his deck. He cannot lose them all. Bam, grab a card, and then just slam, get 2 health. Like just discard it.
Fruits of the Forest, discard.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm taking that to the bank.
Wow,
I'm taking that. Although I don't need to anymore, but that's what you can do. Okay, so what we got to say about Bologna? Vincent,
News gone.
Syndra's
News gone. Syndra, Vincent performed well. You're right.
Loses to herself.
Prism is danger right now.
Prism is danger right now.
I think Prism's going to win a big one.
I feel like we should have done what's hot, what's not, but we're not, obviously. But maybe next time. Maybe 102.
Maybe next time, yeah. Well, next time will be
our nationals.
Would it be just after Nats? It will be just after UK Nats.
Is it just after?
It is just after. It's 2 weeks' time.
No, what's the point doing what's hot, what's not? This is like the prime time. What's hot, what's not?
Because we'll know what's in the Ira Armory deck by that point. So
wait,
it'll just
when's Ira coming out? After
July,
nationals,
early July. Yeah, it's after Nats. Sadly,
Trip.
whatever.
Trip. Okay, so everyone, news gone. Exciting times. We're going to get ready for nationals. Simon isn't going to nationals. Boo.
No, I can't make it.
No, he's going to watch. He's going
I'm
to watch.
Go and see Deftones and Weezer instead.
Yeah.
So.
He's going to listen to some men go. And I'm very jealous because I do actually like Deftones. But Trip, what are you going to take to nationals so we can psyops everyone?
Ira Scarlet of Revenge to national.
Hooray!
Of course you are.
I think she's good. I think she's
Trip. I actually think you're going to. How many rounds? You're not going to practice a single bit of draft.
It's like 3 rounds of TC.
He's not going to practice.
I'm screwed.
He's not going to practice a single bit of draft. He might do a draft or two.
I will say my Nats draft record is obscenely good because of just weird shit that's happened at various.
You just turn around and go, "I'm going to play this hero."
And well, I tend to lock in early, which I think is generally rewarded. It's kind of like
not in this set.
Relative. Yeah, I know. I don't think I will in this set, but I also feel pretty comfortable playing all the heroes in draft this set.
I don't think you should be playing Puffin. I feel like Puffin. I don't know. You're going to have to be Jason Roll or Alex Kitsu to play Puffin. Like, no, but there's a strat. There is a strat, and no one knows what it is.
Oh, I'll just throw numbers at people, dude. Like, I ain't fancy. Like, kind of strat, none of that.
I don't know.
Just do numbers.
Okay, well,
go over the top, do crazy stuff. That always works.
Well, all right. Anyway, so I know that you're going to probably do generally all right. I am a bit of a toss of the coin. I have got terrible and awesome. Limited results, and I feel like your CC. How many rounds will it be? Is it 3 rounds of CC?
It's just 3 on day 1. It's and pretty rough.
It's actually boring.
And 6 rounds of like.
Yeah, I remember we travelled all the way to Liverpool, and I played 3 games of CC and then stopped.
I know.
It was kind of blew a bit, but anyway, I think Trip. If you stuck at it, I think your IRA results will be a 4-2. And I think that's fair.
I think it'd be okay. I think I'd be pretty confident into certain heroes, and I play Ira in a pretty weird way. I've noticed if you go on the Ira Discord, on the purple Discord, I have no idea what those guys are talking about. So just put it that way. So,
well,
I like my way of playing.
You are the best Ira player I know in the UK.
I'll probably be like 1 of 3.
Simon is the best Katsu player.
I don't even think that's true anymore.
No, I do. I reckon, Simon, if you just turn around and went, you know what, I'm going to try. I think if you turn around and
actually practice.
Yeah. If you turn around and went, I'm going to try. And you're playing Katsu, and he's in a spot, and you said, I'm trying, lads. Lord have mercy. I think you would. It's like me, but it's like me playing Viscerai. You know, if I turn around and went, I'm going to try, and I'm playing Viscerai, and he's in the spot. Yeah, that's what happened with Rosetta. I said, I'm going to try, and he is good. So now I just get top. I'm second seed in every Swiss round. I'm always in the top 8 because I know what the hell I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you guys are with those heroes. If they're in and you know what you're doing, I just think, right, I think specializations of how heroes work is very, very fundamental because you don't need to feel confident. You don't need to think, oh, what about this deck tech or that deck tech or what about this or that? You just fundamentally know what you're meant to do.
There are an inordinate number of good ninja players in the UK. Like, there's something about the UK that brings that in.
I do hear you, Simon. I do hear you, but I don't care. I see you play Katsu, and I think genuinely everyone does go Simon on Katsu, and Katsu pretty good. I'm like, oh, this is bad. I'm bringing my skill of Bolton or Viscerai into you. We're both.
Mate, you should so bring Bolton. That would be hilarious.
I'm not even going to waste my 3-hour trip, but I have.
For me, I've got to go out the Wakefield. It's bloody miles.
Oh, that is true.
I'm there to have a good time. I'm there to see people, play some Fab. I like playing in nationals. It's good to play with all the UK guys, and I'm not gonna win. I probably won't even day 2, but I'll have a great time. I'll play some great games.
Simon, we're gonna miss you.
It'll be good fun.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
We'll see you next year, Simon. You'll be there next year.
I had these tickets booked like many months before nationals was announced. Yeah. And
well, you should have done what I did.
Yeah, sack it off.
Yeah, I did. I turned around and went, I can't go. But yeah, no, you will be missed. I actually think it won't be the same. I think Trip's going to turn around and forget he's a Push the Point co-host and go, "Who are you, Hamish? Go away from me. I'm here."
I won't do that.
No, you won't. I would.
I'll be supporting you day 2, mate. When you're knocking people out. I do need. You've got a really good chance of.
I do need the Trip.
You've been playing pretty well, I would say. I'd say of the 3 of us, you've got the highest chance of making day 2. Now, Simon's not going to be there, so.
But Simon's never there for. Simon's never about around the events anyway. He's too busy. I don't know.
Do you remember when they did
lads? I've just joined the commoner event, and Trip's like, "Our boys in the top 8 of Battlehead," and you're like, "No, I'm going home. I've got to make a cup of tea."
I go home sometimes. But
that's true. But you were hyped. I did.
You're pretty locked in. I think if you get when you get the passion of the hero, I think for you it's a very like when you're feeling the games and really enjoying it, you lock in. And I guess it will be like whatever hero you take, if you get to that point of like, yeah, you're really enjoying these games.
Chain.
I reckon you've got a really good chance of doing well.
You watched me do that chain game, and I didn't. You basically watched a guy go, "I don't care if I win or lose. This is too much fun." And then just watching him going, stop, you're building me. And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. I banish everything.
I'm excited. It'll be fun.
That's not going to be nationals. I'll tell you that. That's not going to be nationals. Unless it's Bolton.
Bolton would be pretty hard.
Don't
play Bolton. Don't play Bolton.
Don't do it. Not even for the meme, please.
No. But I'm just trying to think. I don't want to see Azalea. I could. Prism's fine. I could rock Prism. I could rumble Prism. I could I can't rumble Verdance. That's dead. I can't rumble Verdance. That's dead in the water. I can't rumble Kano.
I don't think you even really. Oh, you don't like Gravy, right? Because
I don't.
They're not gonna.
No, they don't. They have no attack actions.
Yeah, they have barely any attack actions, and you're gonna need to kill allies without being able to really. Oh, you can't.
No,
without
you
being able to.
No, honestly,
you won't get the buff. You will be able to attack react them, but.
Yeah, well, I can go in.
No, I think it's really bad against Gravy, dude.
Maybe. There's only one way to find out.
You might just get over aggroed by Syndra as well. Like, obviously,
I could rumble Syndra.
You could go, but
I could rumble Syndra. Although that new Bolton card is pretty bad into Gravy, considering they literally don't have a weapon. Like, quite literally have no weapon. So I'm like, whenever this deals, whenever a weapon damage deals damage to remove that much soul.
Your wife as well, because there's so much.
It's still my wife.
Bolton's wife's soul.
It'll never happen.
I know you don't.
No, do you know why it won't happen?
You don't run it.
I do run it. I just won't submit it. I'm like, you can't steal this. It is not in the play. I left it at home. I am now losing this game. I'm going to try this out. Don't stop it. Stop it. My head does go there. I sometimes sit at work and go. I know. I sometimes just sit there at work.
This has flown by. This has been
to
me. This has felt like one of the quickest ones by far.
It turns out when we talk about Fab, like
we got a lot to talk about as well. So
there was a lot to talk about. Oh, Bolton. So basically, when we do the next episode, it's going to be.
I took Bolton. I went 0-3, dropped. Went home and played.
It's going to be. I practiced on Verdance for 3 weeks before Nats, and then I took Bolton the day of.
Oh no, that's such a play though.
I'm gonna explore it.
Only Bolton to turn up to Nats, and then you top 8. Like, can you imagine?
I'm gonna just have a little peek. I'm gonna have a little
Play a
peek.
couple of games.
I'll have a couple of games, and then I'll see. I think it's bad. I think it's really bad.
I think it's bad.
I think it's really bad.
Prism
No, I don't even want to see.
I'm not sure if you would.
No, you don't want to see Fang. That's really bad.
No,
you don't want to see Kasai.
I swear down.
That's
I don't
really
think
bad.
anyone in the UK is playing Fang. Like,
no, they will.
I genuinely think Fang's pretty good. I don't think anyone's playing.
No, I genuinely think they will. I genuinely think they will.
Yeah.
Okay. The more I think about this, the more it's
now
terrible.
New has gone. Now New has gone. What's the most surprising hero we're going to see at Nats UK Nats?
Surprising.
Bravo.
No, but
I think we'll see. I think we'll see a Bravo. Oh, do you mean just surprising? Is I wasn't expecting that to get registered.
Yeah, they're all going to get registered, Simon.
Bravo.
So, no. Well, Bravo is probably going to get registered.
But in terms of what hero I think is really happy, honestly, I think everyone is happy. Everyone but the new players. Like, genuinely. Everyone's like, you know what? I'm quite good into new, but God, I don't want to play that game.
No, I think
and then everyone else is like, I'm really bad into new. So I think genuinely everyone's just like, great. I think new wasn't even like crazy.
It
wasn't like,
she was just oppressive.
Enigma's gone and Prism's gone. But yeah, it was like, I have to navigate this matchup.
He just turns around and goes,
tiring.
Yeah, he just turns around and goes, you're not having fun, are you? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just a tax on your brain power, and you're just like.
I sometimes just turn and go Bonds of Agony. I was like, oh, whatever, man. The second that card shows up on the board,
just don't block it.
You just don't. I just sit there and go, whatever, man.
I'm not thinking about this because it's going to go wrong.
You're just going to turn around, yeah, no blocks. You're like, aha, you fell into my trap. I was like, I fell into all of your traps. Whatever I did was the wrong move. Yeah, he's like, unless you did this.
Right.
Good
luck at UK Nats. Everyone is playing, and good luck everyone who is coming along for the weekend for the side events, because there's loads of side event stuff there as well. So if you're in the area, do come along.
Good luck to everyone at all your Nats.
Yeah, if you're, I think Spain, France, Germany's still happening.
Yeah.
Don't think they've happened yet. So good luck to anyone who's been on Push Point, who's been on an interview with Hamish. Hope you do well. Hope everyone else who listens to this, hope you do well. Hope you do as well as you want to do. You don't have to win it, just as long as you come out of it feeling happy with your performance. That's
enjoy the games.
Enjoy the games. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love you guys.